Well, hello all and welcome. You don't need me to tell you that I'm round on the allotment. I'm not on my plot. I am on the so-called communal area. I'm round here to get and put my French beans in. I've got the parsnips I want to put in, and I'm going to put some spring onions in the little extra bit of ground in front of the French beans. I have got some more ground that I can put parsnips in. Because I've had such a good germination with doing them in the pots, I'm thinking, but this is only thinking out loud and it may not happen, but I'm thinking of possibly doing a direct sowing on the plot. We will see. I've got to be honest, the amount of parsnips I've got 30. That'll keep us, that'll be ample. So maybe I won't do the direct sowing. Who knows? So without further ado, I'll spin you round and we'll get these French beans in. Well, this is the bed that the beans are going in, and this is some of them. These are a variety called Cobra. I've got 12 canes, so at best I'm going to put 2 plants per cane. Can't see the point in putting any more. I do know, I think there's somebody around here that puts a plant in and then sows a seed, puts a seed in as well. But these are now starting to get to a point where they definitely need to go out. So I'm going to pick the best 12 and get them in, and I'll bring you back as I'm just finishing off with the last couple of plants. Right, I've got the last couple of plants to go in. I've managed to put 2 per cane, so we'll get these last ones in. As I say, the variety is Cobra. I didn't initially plan on putting 2 per cane, but because I've got the plants, I'm going to use them, and I'm putting them on the inside of the canes so that hopefully they'll grow up them, obviously, with the cane leaning that way, the plant being there. Hopefully it's contact and up we go. Who knows? So there we have it. So that's all my beans done. I'm going to put along the front there, I've got some spring onions that I'm going to put in, but what I'm also going to do, and this is only to kill curiosity, because I think I'm right in believing that parsnips don't like the ground too rich. Or am I thinking that if parsnips are put into the ground or put into very rich ground, they'll fork or grow 3 legs or whatever? I might be wrong, let me know. But I'm going to put a row of spring onions in, then I'm going to do 2 pot rows, and then put a few parsnips into the middle, because this ground is, I consider it to be very rich in nutrients, because over a period of time, not all at once, but over a period of time, it's had new compost put in it, it's had fish blood and bone, it's had pelletized chicken muck, it's had spent compost, it's had bought compost added to it. So I just want to kill curiosity, get them, put them in, and just see how the parsnips do compared to going into ground that has not been enriched, shall we say. So as I say, spring onions and then a few parsnips in the middle. I'll bring you back and show you that once it's all done. Right, camera in hand, I'm sorry to say, because as you can see, all done. 2 bean plants per cane, spring onions, and then parsnips in there. The rest of the parsnips have gone in there, and I've just taken, as you can see there, just taken the nets off these peas and caned them and strung them. I'll admit some people might think that's a lot of peas in one area. I could say, well, yeah, I'm maximising my crop for the amount of ground I'm using, but yeah, I will admit it is. There's roughly 2 packets of seed gone in each row, and the same with these. And believe it or not, I'm thinking of putting another row in there. I like peas. I don't really need to tell you that. So we'll come back to here. So there we go, beans in. Next bit of a job is going to be leeks and sweet corn, and I think I'm going to have some ground left over, so maybe a few flowers as well. Well, round here on the plot, because today I'm going to be getting this sweet corn in. I have got another set of these root trainers with some in total I've got 30 plants. So what I'm going to do, the ground is ready. I've worked it over just with me little cultivating hoe. I forget what Wolf call it now. They call it something else, I forget. And I've worked in a little bit of pelletized chicken muck. So what I'm going to do is get these out of here, lay them out into a block, and once I've finished, or I've got the last few to go in, I'll bring you back and tell you a little bit more and show you what I've done. Well, nearly all in. The last couple to go in. I've not measured. You might probably be able to tell actually looking at it, but I've not measured anything out. There's absolutely brilliant root structures on these. Every single one has been real good root structure. Last one going in. The variety is Swift. I've grown these now quite a few years, let's put it that way, and I'm putting them in a block so that when they're mature plants and the wind can blow anyway, and this will pollinate that, it will pollinate that one, and so on. That one there will pollinate that, and so on, all around it. So it doesn't matter which way the wind blows, comes across, whatever. Being in a block like this, they'll all pollinate each other. As I say, the variety is Swift. I've got 2 left over that I'm not going to bother putting in. The next thing, I'm going to give these a bit of watering, each individual one, and then the next job, but it won't be today, will be to put some leeks in. Now I might put them up that end by the peas, or I might put them in down here, I don't know, but that's me sweet corn done. As I say, Swift is the variety. I've grown it quite a few years now, and I really do like it. it does live up to its name. It is pretty quick growing. These were sown, I've got the label here, 25th of the 4th these were sown, and as you can see, they're quite good plants. I'm very pleased with them. So we move on to the next job. Right, a little something to show you how I'm doing. Yeah, obviously in the greenhouse. My tomatoes, I grow them in these, I'll take you off the tripod in a minute and show you, but I grow them in these builder's buckets. Side shoots, excuse me while I remove them. And I grow them in these builder's buckets. They're 30, I think they're 13 litre builder's buckets. Now, as you can see, and you'll see a bit closer in a minute, I've got these canes in. Well, these are going to be temporary, because what I've been doing for the past half an hour or so is fitting this kit of bits, nuts, bolts and key rings. Now the bolts, as you can see, they've got a hole in them for the key ring to go in, and this is where now, excuse the shaky camera work because I'm going to take you off the tripod, but what I've been doing, as you can see, fitting wires all the way along. It's not particularly tight. The trickiest bit has been taking the glazing out and then getting the bolts in. There's no problem with the bolts in, but then getting the glazing back in, it's been a bit of a tattle, but we've got there, we've got it done. And the idea is that what I'm going to do, I'll put you back on the tripod and just turn you around a little. The idea is that I've taken delivery of some 8-foot canes. I want some for round on the allotment. There's a bit of a story behind it, which I won't bore you with, but needless to say, I found it, at the time, I found it a bit hard trying to get exactly what I wanted. So I went with the 8-foots thinking, well, I can cut them down because they can be used round on the allotment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them down, the canes, so that they will touch these wires. The ones at the back will just go past the wires, and then I shall tie them in, because what I've had over the last couple of years or so is this. I'm very, very happy with this setup. Works every time for me, no problem. But what I find is when I've got tomatoes that have formed up here, these, it can, and they do, these canes will move, and I end up tying them to the struts at the back here, the braces and so on. And I thought I need something that really is a little bit more permanent but a lot more bulletproof. So I saw these bolt sets on a well-known rainforest website, shall we say no more. I think you get me drift. And I sent for them, and I thought, yeah, they'll be ideal. As I say, I know this wire isn't mega tight, and I don't really think it needs to be. I think it doesn't hurt that there is, it's not going to go anywhere, because once I've got these canes up here and all attached, we're going to be, well, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be flying. But I've now got to get and set to and do the other greenhouse. I wanted to do this one first, just to try it, see how we go. Now I know one or two of the pitfalls it's a little bit easier now for doing the other greenhouse. But I just thought I'd show you a little something that I'm doing. I've got, well, let me take you off the tripod again and just show you something. As you can see, I'll show you with the buckets. You can see what I mean about them being, see, and over there, they're the same. And they're just 13 litre builder's buckets. And you can see I've got French marigolds all in here as well. That's a melon, by the way, that is. So we'll see how that goes this year. But yeah, just to let you know, as I say, a little job that I've done, and I honestly think it's going to work, because these fit into the groove, because they're T-headed bolts, so they fit into the channel in there. Just tighten the bolt up. You even get a spanner with it as well, which is a great little thing, although I've got several of those, but still. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you the way forward, I think, with regards me tomatoes, cucumbers. Well, it's another day round here on the allotment, and I'm about to put in the last of my veg that are going in. I've got some flowers that I'm going to put in as well. I'm not going to put, I did say, I think it was in the last video, I did say about, oh, I'll put another row of peas in. Well, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to put some flowers in. Leeks. So we have here, these are Lancaster. Now, don't know whether you can see, but look at them. I mean, they're like spring onion size. These were sown the 17th of the 2nd. These were sown. Then I've then got, these are longbow. These are not quite so thick, but still good in anybody's book. Now the ground has been prepared. I'm going to net these, because the first year I grew them I didn't bother netting them, and I got allium fly in them, and it just completely ruins them. Absolute waste of time growing them. So I've got the, as I say, I've got the ground prepared. I'm going to get these out. What I shall do with these is I shall pull them out the pot and then run them under the tap. We're lucky that we've got tap water on site, so I'll run them under the tap, washing off all the compost. Then I'll get them, put them in, and I'll bring you back once I've got them in and just got the last few to go in, because there's something with regards planting my leeks, there's something that I do. I don't know whether it's necessary. I've done it since day one, because other people on here that have been around here a lot longer than me have said it's a good thing to do. So when I bring you back, I'll show you what I'm waffling on about. So I'll get and wash these off and get them in. Right, well, as you can see, most of them are in. There, I've done 3 rows of Lancaster. I was going to go 2 rows of each, simple as that. But because I like the look of the Lancaster, and there's consistently more of a similar size, quite a good size, shall we say, I've done 3 rows of them, and then I'm doing just the 1 row of the longbow. And what I've done, the little thing that I do, what I've done is I've cut the roots down and then cut the tops. So the roots, I've cut them down, cut the tops. It was something I was told about many moons ago. I'm using an old, that doesn't work, nozzle, hose nozzle for dibbing, and it's cutting these down was something that was told to me by several of the existing plot holders, the older gentleman of the site. Just as I thought, that's filled up again. It always happens, doesn't it? And what I'm doing, making the hole, and as I put that in, twist it. Now I know it's going to look a bit limp, look a bit sorry for itself, but push that in, just wiggle it around to sort of open it up a little, and then drop that in. And then what I shall do with these, each one will be watered separately. In fact, I'll bring you back and show me. I was about to say, I'll bring you back and show me doing that. I'll bring you back and show you me doing that. So just bear with me. Right, I'm back. And all I'm doing, puddling each of the holes. Now, after today, I don't really think it's going to matter what I do, because we've got rain forecast, some thundery showers, so it's going to be, so I'm not going to need to water anything for a good while. But as I say, this was the way I've been shown. I believe the reason for doing this and not just digging a hole, planting and earthing up, is it allows the soil to, shall we say, slowly corrode, waste away, call it what you like, round the leek. But as you can see, I've got the hoops in place. That's going to have to be, it's going to have to be dibbed in. That's better. As I say, I've got the hoops in place. I've got the netting. So once I've done this with these, I shall net these, because as I've already said about allium fly, I definitely don't want allium fly getting in here, because it will just ruin the crop completely. So there we have it. That's the leeks gone in, the last of my veg. There is a little bit of ground over there that I think I'm going to just put some flowers in. I've got some French marigolds, some teddy bear, sunflowers, so I think I'll just dot things around into that. But that's for another day. So there we go, leeks done. Well, I've just come back from putting the leeks in, and I've had my first harvest. Some Guardsman spring onions. Very pleased with them, more than pleased, brilliant. And that is a clump. When I do them, I use cell trays and put 6-7 seeds in each cell and then plant them out, and that is what you end up with. So I can feel a salad coming on, I think. I'll show you why in a minute. And then voila, some lettuce, some more spring onions, but they're not quite ready. But definitely, I'll probably have some of that Lola Rosso. But these just starting to hearten up now. So a nice little lettuce. So we may end up having a salad, I think. That, ladies and gentlemen, is King's Rose. It's a new rose from David Austin Roses. We picked that up about 2 weeks ago, and I put it in one of them big 30 litre pots that I do my potatoes in, and that is, look at that, eh? How could you not like that flower? That is superb, absolutely lovely. Yeah, David Austin Roses, King's Rose it's called. It was released at Chelsea Flower Show earlier this year actually. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching, really is very much appreciated. I've yet to finish off doing the wires in here. I've had other things that have gone on, and in fact this bit of filming I'm doing now is about a week. The last lot of filming I did where I showed the King's Rose and so on, that was about a week ago. This is the first opportunity I've had to do a bit of filming because of other things that are going on. So I'm glad I've got everything out, that's the main thing, all out on the plot. I've got a very little bit of ground left now that I can I've got a few flowers I can put in. I've also got some spring onions that could do with going in somewhere, so I can put them in, put the flowers in as well, why not? We'll mix it up a little. But as I say, everything's coming along well. I've just come in here and I've noticed that there's some tomatoes starting to come. There's a lot of flowers, but I've actually got some tomatoes starting to come now as well, so very pleased about that. That's good. Cucumbers are coming, there's a plant there and I can see about 3 cucumbers starting to come on that. You've seen me obviously with regards harvesting spring onions, and lettuce. I've been harvesting lettuce for quite some time now because I've got it in veg trug in the back garden, and I've got another couple of sort of mini veg trugs that has got some lettuce in as well, so we're doing well with there. So the harvests have started. It's not going to be too long before we're getting some potatoes up as well, because they're all now, or the earlies at least, are now in flower, my Charlottes. So all in all, it's not looking too bad, so quite pleased with everything at the moment. So till the next time, be good and look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.